Hey everyone, welcome to another example of solving exponential and logarithmic equations. So today we're going to do one by factoring, and so let's look at finding the solutions to 4 to the x minus 33 times 2 to the x minus 1 plus 8 equals 0. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite my equation down here on my other sheet of paper. Okay, and what I'm going to first look at is rewriting this portion here. 4 to the x, remember, is simply just 2 squared to the x, right? Because 4 is 2 squared. So we're going to have 33 times 2 to the x minus 1 plus 8 equals 0. Okay? So now what we're going to do is, this is multiplication of power to a power. Let's just switch that. Let's have 2 to the x squared minus 33 times 2 to the x minus 1 plus 8 equals 0. Okay, so now we're looking at something that could be a quadratic. So let's look at two things. We know mathematically 2 to the x minus 1 is equal to 2 to the x times 2 to the negative 1. Okay, and in this case, let's also let y equal 2 to the x. Okay, so wherever we see a 2 to the x, we're going to see a y go in its place. So we're going to have y squared minus 33 times y times 2 to the negative 1 plus 8 equals 0. That 2 to the minus 1 comes from this fact right here. So I'll continue on. I'll just say y squared minus 33y all over 2, because that's what 2 to the negative 1 is, plus 8 equals 0. Now, we do not like having that fraction when we're going to factor this, so what we're going to do is multiply everything through by 2. So I'll have 2y squared, okay, minus 33y plus 16 equals 0. So now I'm going to go ahead and factor this quadratic. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make my double set of binomials equal to 0. And I'm going to have y and y. I need two numbers that multiply to be 32 and add to be negative 33. That would be minus 32 minus 1. Okay. Now if you notice, if we multiply y times y, we get y squared. We haven't accounted for that too, so I'll go ahead and divide by 2. And I can't remember what that property is called, or the method, but it works. So 16, or 1 goes in, or 2 goes in itself once, 2 goes into 32 16 times, so I have y minus 16. You cannot simplify 1 over 2, so that's just going to be 2y minus 1 equals 0. So I'm going to have y equals 16, or y equals 1/2. Now we can use the fact that we know that y equals 2 to the x. So what we're going to have is 16 is going to equal 2 to the x, or 1/2 is going to equal 2 to the x. So now you got to figure out what values those are. Well, 2 to the 4th is 16, and 2 to the negative 1 is 1/2. So those are our two solutions to this particular exponential equation. So if you have any questions or comments, you can type them below. We'll see you next time.